Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's AFK journey video. So in today's AFK journey video, we're going to talk about Arden, right? More specifically, I'm going to showcase Arden's true power in the late game. So this unit is one of my most commonly used late game units because ever since I got the EX weapon, I just find that Arden basically helps me clear every contents much more easily. Because Arden deals a lot of damage, has insane synergy with some of the meta late game units, as well as has the ability to control the enemies. So you combine all that together, it simply makes a really good unit, right? And on top of that, right, I'm going to run through the skills of Arden and then talk about why this unit is powerful, because this unit is not just powerful when you pair him with other units, this unit is powerful on his own as well. So the first skill, Force of Nature, he selects a tile and casts lightning strikes on all surrounding enemies within 2 tiles, dealing 160% damage and creating dark clouds that cover the area for 7 seconds. The dark clouds will repeatedly strike the enemies below with lightning when they are under control effect, dealing 80% damage each time. An enemy can only be struck once every 2 seconds, and Arden prioritizes selecting the tile with the most surrounding enemies when casting the lightning strikes. So increase in levels further increases the DPS of this skill. So this skill is also buffed by the Supreme Plus skill, which decreases the cooldown of the Thunder Strike on the same enemy to 1 second. So this ultimate is insanely good because Arden has AoE priority. He will target the area with the most enemy, making this skill good in auto as well. At the same time, this skill has the ability to strike enemies multiple times as long as the Dark Cloud is active. So on paper, you're looking at what, 210% and then 110% damage, but imagine if the enemy can be struck up to 3 to 4 times. Each enemy is effectively taking 5 to 600% damage, which is a lot bigger in even if you compare against some of the most powerful burster in the game like Vala, as well as the likes of Seth. So this skill is actually really insane. And if you combine it with the other abilities, right? So second skill, Entangling Roots, summons Vine to entangle 2 closest enemies for 2 seconds, dealing 50% damage every 1 second. And this skill prioritizes enemies under the Dark Cloud. Increases in level, increases the damage to 65% per second. Okay, so first of all, right, you can strike enemy with the ultimate repeatedly if they're under CC. So Arden himself can actually CC the target with the second skill, and this skill prioritizes enemies under the Dark Cloud. So if you cast the ultimate and you use this skill will definitely hit the target under the Dark Cloud, and then they will proc the additional lightning strikes. Insane. And this skill is also further boosted by the EX weapon. So yeah, I'm going to skip the third skill as well as the hero focus skill because the EX weapon is what makes Arden really insane. This EX weapon, first line, Arden inflicts all enemy within the range of the Dark Cloud with Entangling Roots once after casting Force of Nature. Means you use the ultimate, everybody under the ultimate get controlled immediately. And increases in level, increases the range of the ultimate to 3 tiles, and increases the Entangling Roots duration to 3 seconds and 3.5 seconds respectively. So this means that you are able to control the enemies for a longer period of time while doing more damage, while being able to cast the lightning strike repeatedly and having a much bigger AoE. Can you see how crazy this EX weapon is? It literally buffs up all his skill kit, because if we go into the third skill, which is Nature's Resilience, Arden recovers 12 energy whenever a non-summon enemy is controlled. This effect can be triggered once for each enemy in 2 seconds. So increases in level, decreases this timing to 1 second, and increases his energy recovery to 15. So yeah, if you're able to control the enemy, you gain more energy. And this skill increases the duration of his root, and this skill casts the Entangling Root once on all enemies when he uses his ultimate. So yeah, he's able to regenerate a lot of energy even on his own, right? He don't even need other partners. He can cast the ultimate, root everybody, and then he can start regenerating energy, and then he can cast his ultimate once again, right? And throughout the whole battle, as long as Arden can survive, he's gonna spam a lot of entangling roots because of the cooldown being only 8 seconds, and then because this skill has a 3.5 second duration, so it's like what, 4.5 second downtime. Then if you factor in team building, you factor in the likes of Iron, you factor in the likes of Damien with the stun ability, basically you're able to effectively control the enemy for most of the battle. And this allows you to hyper accelerate your ultimate because Arden is able to recover energy. And what's so sick about this skill is that it's 1 enemy 15 energy. So that's why Iron is broken with Arden, because Iron can just control all 5 enemies, and that is immediately 75 energy. Even though there's a cooldown there, so it sort of control the hyper acceleration, because if you don't have any cooldown, can you imagine the energy just keeps on flowing to Arden, and he's gonna spam his ultimate like crazy, and he's gonna do a lot of damage. That's just, I cannot imagine. It's just insane. So this 1 second is sort of like a control mechanism, and his hero focus is insanely good because it further increases his attack. So further increases the DPS numbers because all these numbers are dependent on his attack. So this makes Arden one of the most powerful late game carry. His AoE prowess is insane. Obviously, if you're able to pair him with the likes of all the CC characters such as Danny, Iron, Carolina, Damien, even Brian to a certain extent has a stun, and then even other units with the ability to taunt or stun can also make Arden an insanely good unit. So case in point, I think the most common combo you guys will see is Iron and Arden, because Iron has an AoE skill which affects everyone in the opponent's team as long as they're clumped up, and applies a magic defense down which benefits Arden in terms of increasing his damage output. So you don't actually need like to build a team full of control units, because Arden and Iron is enough. Like really enough, because later on you guys will see the synergy I'll showcase in my arena battle. But Iron himself is an amazing unit, and Arden is also an incredible unit. So if you pair the two of them together, you have one of the most meta team in the game right now in the arena. If you guys are able to climb up to the higher ranks where you see a lot of the spenders being able to get these units all the way to Supreme Plus or even Paragon and unlocking their EX weapon, because these two units, they are indeed the 0 to heroes. Because at the start, I'll say Arden is not very powerful. Like without the EX weapon, his skill is okay, but the EX weapon really elevates this unit to the next level, because this EX weapon literally buffs his whole kit, and his whole kit has a lot of synergy alone, right? People might think that, yeah, we will put him with Iron and make him good. But Arden as a standalone unit is also insanely powerful because he can activate his skills on his own. He don't need other CC partner. So that's just how good this unit is. And in terms of flexibility, Arden is definitely a good unit because you can use him as a control unit as well. You don't even have to use him as a DPS, because the root, right, this 3.5 second root on 2 enemies, that's a 7 second control timing, you know. That's really good as a control unit as well. So that's why I always recommend people to build for Arden if they want some late game security, because this unit will definitely deliver in the late game. If you do get there, if you do get the EX weapon up, if you do get it to at least, I'll say level 3, you will be able to see the true power of this unit. So that's for Arden. Next, we move on to the arena gameplay. So I still have 2 more free tickets. I'm going to buy it. And then we're going to do 2 runs to show you guys the power of Arden in the Iron Arden combo. So I don't think a lot of people like to show this, but I'm just going to show you guys this anyway. So let's find some tougher opponents. Okay, we're going to take on the first guy in the bracket. So he runs an Iron and he runs a Carolina. So we're going to do this. Okay, so in this case, right, what I'll do is I'll do this. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Okay, maybe I should... yeah, maybe I should do this. Okay. I think I should use Confining Spell. Yeah, I should use Confining Spell because I want to show you guys a more long drawn out battle, right? want to show you guys Arden being able to benefit a lot if we have multiple CC effects in the team itself. So now we have Iron with CC, we have Damien with a stun, we have Arden himself with CC as well, Entangling Roots, and then we have Confining Spell, which is the ability to imprison the enemy and prevent them from doing anything. So this is a more slow setup. Let's start. Okay. So since the enemy is not using Confining Spell, my Arden is free to do what he wants to do. And as you guys can see, the initial Iron Ultimate, I'm going to go at one time. So the initial Iron Ultimate pulls everybody together and then allows the energy to flow to Arden, the blue color arrow that you guys can see over here. So this allows Arden to hypercharge his ultimate super duper fast. And on top of that, right, my artifact is still proccing multiple times. So every single time it procs, 2 of my enemies are immobilized, and this also charges Arden's ultimate. Oh, palm, second time he uses the ultimate, we're gonna strike everybody down. Okay, so you guys can see he managed to root the card, and then he's rooting Torrent as well. Okay, so we got the battle, right? So that's battle number 1. So there's a lot of CC. I'm gonna replay to show you guys at one time what Arden was actually doing. So this is the damage output. So Torrent did more damage, but Arden still did quite a bit. If Torrent's counter kill didn't kill that many people, I think his damage output won't be that high. But Torrent Iron synergy is also one thing. So we're gonna go through the replay and show you guys what went on. So we go at one time. So it brings everyone together, right? The blue color aura is basically energy flowing to Arden, hypercharging his ultimate. Right, even though there's a 1 second cooldown, you guys can see there's a lot of energy coming in, and his ultimate charging is done. So he uses his ultimate, and the first round of ultimate roots everyone, so they get struck multiple times. You guys can see the lightning strike multiple times. So Harry uses the ultimate. Then we have Confining Spell controlling the 2 units at the back. So this also gives Arden more energy. Okay, and he's also throwing Confining Roots, Entangling Roots at the same time. So this is where Torrent did a lot of damage. The counter kill. But this ultimate is still active, it's still striking people, and we're rooting people, and then more damage from there. So insane. So from here, we pretty much won the game. So that's the AoE prowess of Arden. Really, really insane over there. I'm gonna do one more battle since I have one more free ticket. Here we go into challenge. We're gonna take on this guy. Okay, so this guy is slightly weaker, so I'm gonna rush him down because I have more stats. So over here, this guy is all clumped up together. So if I do use my ultimate, right, my ultimate is pretty much gonna hit everyone, and then we have the first root on everyone, and then we have the ability to charge up our ultimate faster. So without further ado, I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run enlightening spell as well. So this one, I'm trying to push him down ASAP. Okay, so we go at one time as well. So same thing, Iron pulls everyone together. Look at the energy recovering as usual. Okay, charging out the ultimate. So my ultimate will go before the enemy's ultimate, and then we start striking some of the core targets down. So there's a little bit of RNG factor with Arden, in the sense you don't know who he's gonna root for his second skill, and you also don't know how the lightning strike, who will strike, like it's a bit of RNG there. So if the lightning strike strikes the correct target, it's pretty insane, right? But most cases, I'll say it's still pretty insane, because if you group him out with all the CC, like I mentioned, this is the 3rd time he uses the ultimate, so there's a lot of damage. So this time around we don't have Confining Spell, so we have lesser controls, but Arden was not controlled and he's able to spam what he wants to do. Right, so you guys can see he's also rooting the enemy. That's why he can generate his own energy regen from there. So this is the case where Arden became the hyper carry. Right, you guys can see the damage he dealt because he was able to use his ultimate up to 3 times while doing damage outside of the ultimate itself. So yeah, this is an amazing showcase for this unit. And while we are at it, I'm just going to add in a bonus, which is attempting 1 level of Troll of Abyss with this unit as my main carry. So I've been pushing content with this team. I'm gonna go with this one, and we're gonna put Heron here, right? So this will be the thing. So the other combo which I like to do with Arden is the Star Shot spell, because Star Shot spell actually like launches this wave of fire when you use 3 ultimate in your team. So Arden has the ability to hyper accelerate his ultimate and then use it multiple times over and over again. So it's an amazing combo with Star Shard spell as well. So let's start the battle. We go at 1 time as well, so you guys can see what's going on. So Arden's first ultimate is an insta 1 charge on Star Shard spell. Okay. Arden hypercharge his mana bar. As you guys can see, his energy is quickly charging. Using the very first ultimate, he roots everyone. And then he's going to recover more energy because every target is rooted over here. Okay, Heaven uses the ultimate to keep everybody healthy. And by the time you know it, Iron's ultimate is fully charged up again. Gonna root everyone, and then the energy is gonna, the immobility is gonna allow Arden to use his skill again, and second ultimate. And you see his bar is back again. His bar is back again. So like, it's crazy because if the control stacks up, if your enemy has no way to counter it, this is what it looks like in a PvE setting. He's just able to keep on spamming his ultimate and win the battle from there. Let's just do one more to show you guys again. Okay, it's not a fluke. Let's go one more time. Okay, we're gonna go at 2 times so you guys can see how many ultimates he can use. Okay, so first ultimate, palm. So strikes multiple enemy and root them. So if your enemy is like Smokey that can be interrupted, that is also a good thing, right? Because it's an insta with the ultimate. So that's the second ultimate. So yeah, you guys can see for yourself. Like in a battle where your frontline can buy out some time, Arden usually can cast 2 ultimates to do a lot of damage, to do a lot of control. So a simply amazing unit, right? Being able to control, being able to do AoE damage, being able to hyper accelerate his ultimate to do a lot of synergy, and having the ability to benefit from a ton of CC effects, which is basically the late game meta, makes Arden one of, if not the best late game unit in the game. So thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!